Hi, welcome back to the music room, and I'm here with Emily Marquardt, who is the course director at Oxford Middle School and Oxford High School. Welcome, Emily.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So, I'm going to ask you 5 questions about your music experience.
Great.
What's your first memory of school music?
Mm. My first memory of school music is probably when I was in kindergarten and we did the Mexican hat dance.
Oh, boy.
It was like an all school assembly, and I just remember being on the front end of the stage while the rest of the kids were down on the floor on risers, and I was like part of the special dance group.
The special dance group.
Yeah, I was like, it was a big deal. Um, But I remember that we had like Mexican hats and there was like a whole choreography to it and singing and whoever like the general music slash chorus teacher was there, put together a whole show. And I think that's probably like the earliest thing that I can remember.
That's kindergarten's amazing. What music activities did your high school offer, and which ones were your favorite?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was really lucky to grow up in Ledyard, and Ledyard had so many different um, chorus and band ensembles. And I was really interested in being in chamber choir and the carolers group that we have because the carolers came down in like capes and hats every year to the elementary school and pulled kids up to do like the 12 days of Christmas. And so I was like, I have to be a caroler when I get to high school. And um, there was a lot of like in school and after school ensembles that were vocal groups that I kind of just like rose through the ranks through. And um, those are like where I figured out that I wanted to do that for the rest of my life.
So, how many teachers do you remember taught at your high school? How many taught music?
We definitely had at least three. There was two choral teachers and one instrumental.
No orchestra?
No orchestra.
Okay. Was there like a general music, guitar ish type track as well?
Yeah, I think the band teacher did the theory classes and there was a guitar class that was offered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a teacher who made music special for you?
Oh yeah. Um
Could you name them and tell us why?
yeah, sure. I think my first impression way back when I was little and the carolers came to the elementary school. Russ Hammond was a big influence in me kind of seeing what I could work towards and what I could be. And he pushed me and challenged me to be excellent and work really hard and, um, just push me outside of my comfort level and made me a really, really good musician. And I'm so grateful for that. And the program that he ran there and all the kids that were involved is a tribute to his career. And then I also worked with Evan Lambert, who worked with the women's chorus at the high school, and he just kind of really took me under his wing and um, made me feel important and was encouraging me to do those challenging things like, yeah, you should audition for that, yeah, you want to learn how to play piano, sure, I'll teach you, and just gave me a lot of opportunity to lead and was just a very like nurturing figure that helped me, get to where I wanted to go for college and followed in his footsteps at the Hart School. So, the two of them combined are like, a huge reason why I do what I do now for a living.
What was the biggest challenge you faced during your school music career, and how did you handle it?
As a teacher or as a student?
As a student?
Hmm.
The teacher challenges will be the next podcast episode.
Yeah. That is maybe like multiple podcast episodes. Um, Challenge in high school um, that comes to mind is there's like like any school, there's like a tight knit community of people who do music things, and you're always with them. And I had gotten close to a girl, and we even got double casted as the same character in our musical.
Mm.
And at some point, her and I's personalities just clashed, and there was, a huge like blow up fight after she had slept over my house, and everything just kind of like
There was some drama in the drama.
there was some drama in the drama. And I remember like not wanting to run into her, but then thinking like music is so much more important to me. Like whether she's here or not, like shouldn't affect how I act. And I'm going to continue to like just be a good role model, be a good person, be respectful towards her. Even knowing that like the social aspect for me felt like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm crumbling. Like I'm losing friends, and I don't want to see her after we had this big fight. But then I realized it was an opportunity to show maturity and work with her on the same role that we were cast in, and be civil and be respectful. And so that kind of helped me realize that like sometimes you don't choose who you work with, or you don't choose who you have to do stuff with, and you have to find a way to get along.
Yeah. And that's I bet you reflect on that a little as a director now, that some people just, whether you think so or not, do not necessarily want to be at school for 16 hours with these people anymore.
Yes.
Or they're having the best time of their life. Or for example, I married somebody from my choir.
Oh.
And you can think of 3, 4, 5, 6 people who do that, and you don't expect it, etc. But also people who were boyfriend and girlfriend, married and got divorced, and
Sure.
Those types of things. This is the social group.
Was this high school chorus?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
It happens more than you think.
That's so sweet.
Oh, thank you. If you could add one thing to your school music experience, if you could go back in a time machine to 6th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and you could add one thing, take away one thing, what would it be?
Nothing.
Good. Okay.
I know like the world is different now, and times have kind of changed since even when I was in high school, which wasn't super long ago, but it was a different time.
It's not super long ago.
I know. Well,
listeners,
everything's relative, right? But it was a very difficult time for me in everything else in my life, but the music department and program, like I was I'd eat lunch in there, and like those were all my friends, and I like found my way, and there were so many opportunities for me to do anything that I wanted to do. So I wouldn't change any of it.
So no, I wish in 6th grade I had chosen the oboe instead of singing.
Well, okay, so that's a good point though, because in middle school we had to choose band or chorus.
That's so hard.
So hard. And I really wanted to play in band because we had a piano at home, and I was just kind of like noodling, and I wanted to learn how to play something, and that would have been a really pivotal time for me to pick up an instrument. But like that made my track for the rest of everything.
Isn't
like
that
I
interesting
chorus.
to think if you hadn't had to choose until 9th grade or 10th grade or 13th grade,
I might have stuck with
how
band.
Things could have been different.
Yeah.
And
maybe I would have been a band teacher. I don't know.
Right. It's just amazing because obviously your school is so choral successful that it almost runs you into that lane in many ways. And it's just interesting to think about.
Definitely.
All right. Well, this has been our guest with Emily, and this is Branch Schneider and the Music Room. Thank you.